We're live, guys. Edit this shit out, please.
So you're familiar with volume, Andy?
It's an areological, autoerotical, tubular, bovular joy, an exposular, regional, bachical, pouchular, fun for girl and boy, a latissimal, dorsical, hung like a horsical, caliphalygical ball, the most bunular, funnular, fruit of the lumula, Frenchical, tongular, wabada, bobular, bunular, fruit of the lumula, Frenchical, tongular, wabada, bobular, lessical, orbical, smirkle, sububular, tosabachicular ball. Hey!
Hey, guys. How's the movie?
Oh, it's breastical, bubical, chestical, mammical, pendular, globular. Oh, for crying out loud, movie sign.
All right. Oh, I forgot what I was going to say.
I don't know. Oh, on the way to work this morning, I witnessed a car accident on the freeway.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, I didn't see the car hit the guardrail, but I came up over the hill where Target is, and there was a plume of dust, and you could see...
And the construction area where they just added the extra lane?
No. It was, there was no construction there, but you saw the white, it was a white sedan, and it fucking hit, like, the guardrail. The guardrail was all bent to shit, and it was, like half in the ditch and shit, and, like, the front end was all smashed up. And it just happened. Like, it had to have been 10 seconds before.
It was one car accident?
Yeah, 10 seconds before I crested the hill.
Was it an Asian guy or an Asian lady driving?
No, it was an elephant.
It was an elephant driving?
It might have been.
A famous one?
Now, maybe.
Wow. So did you slow down and help? Did you bust out the fireman skills and cut their seatbelt off and smash their window and
No.
cut a hole in their throat and use a pen to help them breathe?
It's fine.
A field tracheotomy, they call it?
Yeah.
You think you could do one of those?
No, that's paramedic shit. They do teach you how to do it.
You don't think you could wing it?
No, I wouldn't fucking no, because if I was just untrained, just a civilian doing that, you're protected by well, I don't know how fucking protected you are by the Good Samaritan law, but as an EMT trying to do that, that's fucking lawsuit territory right there, galore. Because they'd be like, you're trained, but you're going beyond your level of training, and then no. And then on top of that, they might be able to go after my fucking fire department. So
maybe a trained combat paramedic could do it because they have special training in doing procedures.
I can kill you and bring you back to life.
You'll only be dead for a while, but you'll feel better than ever when you get up.
Oh, okay. I'll take your word for it.
I'm gonna see some things.
Are you sure I need this? I'm talking to you fine right now. Yes, you need it. I'll give you a vasectomy too.
You think you could deliver a baby yourself?
Yes.
What about twins?
What color hair?
No hair. Bald ones, all slippery.
Can't do it.
No?
I might lose one, and then as I'm trying to catch the other one flips out. And too much responsibility there. If they're hairy, I could probably deliver like triplets of Bigfoot.
That's a weird thing people do, have octuplets.
Triplets of Bigfoot? I know. Bigfoot octuplets.
People have Bigfoot babies too.
Does that create like a school of Bigfoot?
Oh, what is that? What would you call that? Big fleet?
A fleet? A fleet of foot?
Big fleet.
A little fleet of Bigfoot?
A clan like Ninja Turtles.
Oh, the foot.
Yeah.
Ninja.
So this episode is about weird things that people do, which is a broad topic, and I didn't really inquire too much as to what you meant, so I'm interested to hear your list also.
Just weird things that humans do in general. I mean, it could be anything. Anything. It could be on a macro or micro level. So anything. So I figured, like, I think I put in the text like just like a 5 things, like a top 5 or something like that. So it's sort of a top 5 podcast. I think I wrote down like 8 or 10 or something like that.
Yeah, I got 7.
Yeah, just in case, because some of them are pretty obvious. Other ones are things that just kind of like I see on a daily basis.
What's the deal?
Yeah.
Seinfeld style shit.
What's the deal? This whole subject came about. There's 2 things. One is we were talking in the last podcast when Amanda was in it. Things that
Munster cheese.
Yeah, Munster cheese.
Yep.
We were talking about dreams, and you got talking about things that like go-to things that freak you out and stuff. And that is one of the things that kind of got my brain, is like, why would why would you make yourself? So that was like one thing. The second thing was something that I brought up to Amanda, which I guess I'll just start this whole thing with. I told her when she was going out to the bar with one of her friends, or one of these country bars or something. She's like, "Oh, I just gotta go dance," and it just got me thinking. I'm
like Kevin Bacon when he dances out of his emotions in the forest.
Yeah, and I just thought about it. I'm
damn
like,
it. Dun, dun, dun.
Dancing's so fucking weird.
It is.
And she's like, "No, it's not." I'm like, "No." I go, think outside the box for a minute. Like, I go, think like we aren't.
I think it is. I don't.
I go,
dance.
think like we aren't human. Just think about dancing as it is, not like a release for this and that, just what it is.
You're acting like a bird. You're just
you hear not even like a bird. Well, yeah, but they're like attracting a mate or something.
That's what
like,
a lot of people are doing that dancing too, trying to be funny.
Okay.
Being funny is one thing.
But yeah, I go, you hear music and all of a sudden you just start doing things. And like your arms start flailing around like fucking tentacles and shit. And I'm like, that's fucking bizarre. Like,
you don't dance, I bet.
No. Well, no.
No,
but if I did.
No, well, it was that one time I didn't. But no.
There was a one time I almost thought about it. But yeah, it's really bizarre, just the whole idea of it. And
it is weird.
That's actually the first thing that got me thinking about just weird shit that we do. I'm like, that might be a good. And then you brought up the whole, like, what scares you. And I'm like, I have to do this.
Expanding on that a little bit, I was thinking actually about, like, maybe a year ago, how weird it is that we shower in the same way. Like, that's kind of like a dance. Like, you soap up this part, and soap up down here. Then you have the same.
How do
routine
you shower?
In the shower?
How do I have
a toe?
Specific routine. Mm-hmm. Like, it's like in my head, it's like I don't want fucking like dirt water to run over something I've already washed. So, yeah.
I wear a bathing suit because I'm never nude.
Was it wool?
I put a t-shirt on after I get out of the shower and dry it, and in the dryer. I mean,
but going along with dancing, I put air guitar and stage perform. So I'm notorious for this. I fucking do this all the time.
You mean the competitions? There's actual air guitar.
Well, yeah, there are competitions.
Yeah.
I don't do this. Like, listen to music. I'll just start like. The only thing I can say in defense of myself, and this is a weak defense, but whatever, is when I play air guitar, I actually try to mimic, like, you don't see in
that makes it worse, probably.
I try to mimic, like, the actual chords and, like, bars and stuff. Like, from all my guitars, there's a shit ton of them over there.
Like your Rain Man or something like that?
Well, in my head, I'm, like, playing without actually playing, so I'm still, like, practicing, like, finger movements.
Are you fantasizing there's a crowd? Like, there's...
I have done that before. I've listened to, like, something heavy and, like, intense and be like, fuck yeah, man, I wish I was on stage. Damn it, I'm at work.
Yeah, that's a weird thing people do is daydream and make up elaborate scenarios in their head where you draw I was doing it today. I drove by a buddy's workplace and I was thinking, man, what if he was fighting some people in the parking lot? I'd drive in there and fucking run a guy over and jump out of the car and, like, just think of
we
weird
create this weird fucking reality, like Dumb and Dumber. Like, we were talking about Cinemasker's Dumb and Dumber thing. Exactly like that, though. When he's daydreaming about taking what's-her-face out when he's driving. Like, he fucking karate fights everyone, rips out someone's heart. Like, everyone fucking does that.
And they pointed out, I never realized before that in his head he's in Aspen, but it's all like tropical plants and it's sunny and beautiful. Because he has no fucking idea where it is. I never realized that before watching it.
Talking about a little place called Aspen. I don't know, like the French are assholes. Yeah, so that's like weird shit that we do.
Dancing is bizarre. I think you're right.
It is fucking
dancing, crossing guards. That's weird too.
Although there are two types of dancers, like female dancers, I love, and that's go-go dancers from the '60s.
Marilyn Manson's mother. Shout out to the band Mountain.
and
to Mountains.
And to Mountains, all of them. All the Cascade, the Appalachian, all of them.
Mountains are solid. They're solid in my book.
And they raise above everything else. What was I saying?
About dancing and how it's strange.
It is strange.
Air guitar, that's weird.
It is weird. Yeah, but I don't remember what the hell I was just saying. This is like the second time in 2 podcasts I've done that. Completely lost train of thought.
All right, I got one. This is going to be the most controversial topic I've ever talked about on a podcast so far.
Oh.
When people have a...
Are you sure?
When you have a frozen...
You just quoted kitty porn last time you were on.
When somebody has a frozen microwave sandwich, or just when they get out of a vending machine and you have to microwave it, they leave the cheese on it and it melts all over and ruins the bread. And it's essentially just liquefying cheese all over your burger. I take it out and leave it on the plastic and...
Put it on after?
Yeah, and it just melts nicely and behaves like a regular fucking piece of cheese and doesn't ruin the bread.
I guess you could say that. Like me, I don't really care.
People microwave it with all ice chips on it and it'll ruin it.
Yeah, I don't really care. That doesn't bother me at all.
You eat crap like the machine sandwiches?
No.
Yeah.
Well, the closest thing I guess I get to that is those pre-made sandwiches at Stewart's, like the breakfast sandwiches. I like those. But I guess, because I think they come in frozen. I have no idea.
No, the Stewart's ones no, but the egg comes in frozen.
Yeah.
The egg patty, it's pretty good. They're all right.
I get the turkey sausage ones.
Well, that was just a throwaway one.
Yeah, that one's a stretch, I guess. I mean, that's really...
I think it's weird how people work in the same building for more than 2-3 years. I think it gets to be like I feel like I'm in high school, like just going to the same building perpetually. And I think of my life as if it was an overhead, like a GPS, like a radar. And I think of my little dot moving around, and I think of a time lapse of watching that for a year. And 300 times or so, it pings back and forth between here. It pings here from 20 miles away every day.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding. And on the weekends, it moves around and goes way down here sometimes and way up here. But
does your phone tell you about an hour before you leave for work how long it'll take you to get home?
No, my last phone knew where I worked.
My phone does that. It'll say like about 9:30. It says let's say like 43 minutes average time to get home. And it was like, well, that's always like 10 minutes longer than what it actually is. But
because you drive like a lady?
A lady driver. Mm-hmm. I put a dress on. Stockings. I like the black stockings.
It's harder to get pulled over that way.
It is harder. As soon as you get pulled over, they're just like, be on your way.
So yeah, I think that's really weird. It wears on me after a while.
This is the monotony.
It's just the concept of it is strange, and it makes me think of like a bird building a nest, going back and forth with twigs from the same spot, or a beaver building a dam. Like just the monotony and the pattern, and just go pinging back and forth between the same place.
Mind numbing, just over and over repetition.
I picture it as like a GIF.
Kind of loosely goes with one I have written down. Damaging behaviors. Mm-hmm. Like fast food, drinking, smoking, lack of rest, sleep, staying in an abusive relationship. Like people do that on a daily basis, like willingly, and it's like even though they know it's like this is fucking me up, they still do it. And it's not like that. This isn't like coming down on like the specific group. This is something that fucking 99.9% of people do on any level, like on some level. Everyone fucking does this. Everybody.
He used to work with a guy, his teeth were rotted out of his head. He was a big fat guy. And his doctor told him, listen, get your shit together, you're a piece of shit, kind of. So,
what doctor does he have? He sounds awesome.
Dr. House, I think it was. He said he had an accent and a painkiller addiction and a cane.
You fucking shithead.
So I think that it might have been him, or Dr. Ken, maybe. So he had to stop drinking soda because he had a bad heart or some circulatory thing or something. So instead he would drink like a couple liters of the sparkling water, the carbonated stuff from Walmart. Like every day he'd come in with a big liter of it and pound that down and have one more in the fridge. And like,
that's intense if he's drinking a liter of that.
Yeah.
How much fucking soda was he drinking? Jeez.
About that much.
How
much of a piece of shit are you that
liquefies your teeth?
How hard set are you in your ways that you're like, well, this shit is destroying my blood sugar and everything. I'm about to be diabetic. I'll stop drinking soda, but I still need to pound down something carbonated that tastes like black cherry. Like you can't just stop drinking soda altogether and just drink water. The building was filled with coolers, and I would save a lot of money by carrying around just the empty Gatorade thing and perpetually keeping it filled with water. And it's healthy for you, and it saves you money, but you can't just give up soda altogether. You need a soda substitute. Like, lay off,
Yeah, it's fucking bizarre. Like,
even drinking a soda every day. Sometimes I'll go to get a drink, and I'll have in my head like, buy whatever you want. Who gives a fuck? It's you've been going to the gym, so you have whatever you want today or this instance. And I'll see just the options would be like a soda, and I'm like, I'd rather not. I'd rather have some water, you know?
You know what's really special is like watching people that are already diagnosed with throat cancer and shit, and they have the fucking breathing apparatus and the hole in their neck, and they're fucking smoking through the hole. It's like, but then again, I guess at that point, it's like, fuck it. What
I'd be smoking crack through the hole.
Yeah. I'd be putting quarters up there like party favors, and
yeah,
like that's bizarre. Yeah, but like I said, everyone fucking does that shit.
Mm-hmm.
I got all you fuckers as my friends that just abuse me verbally. Actually, I think that's more like Charlie talking right there.
There's also there's certain things that are like that non-damaging behaviors can be replaced with positive behaviors, but nobody thinks to question it when somebody gets to an insane level of muscle mass or just is obviously spending 12 hours a day at the gym.
Too much of anything.
Yeah, but that's not seen as a mental disorder. That's seen as like, oh, that guy's really dedicated to that chick. You know,
It is weird that like there's things that are just kind of given a pass like that. Like even though someone that's like spent the gym or something like how much time? Like 5-6 hours a day. Especially if they're not like a bodybuilder, like a professional bodybuilder.
Yeah.
They're just doing it and then they go to like their regular fucking shitty Safeway job like after. That is a serious self-image disorder. Like really that's on the same level as like bulimics or anorexics.
Body dysmorphia disorder even is.
Yeah.
Tanning is kind of weird to me too because you can just lay outside.
Tanning is fucking weird. Tanning is really fucking weird to me if you go south when it's sunny like 70% of the time, and then people go to the tanning. It's like you go
to the beach. Yeah,
it's like you have a giant tanning booth right in your backyard, right here.
Dudes that go tanning is even weirder. Unless you're a pro wrestler.
Still weird to me.
Yeah,
still weird to me. I have guinea blood, so I tan.
You have what?
Guinea blood. I tan easy.
You tell your Dago-Wop friends that I'm not interested.
Yeah, I don't even understand what you just said.
He says, actually, I'm German-Irish. Well, my Kraut Mick friend. That's from Good Burger.
Really? Yeah. I was going to say, wow.
It's from Godfather.
Oh. Good Burger. Nickelodeon did that? Jeez. Laughing I have is another one.
Yeah.
Laughing is a weird behavior just in and of itself. This is a smaller one I put, but it says laughing may have evolved from panting.
You read that?
Yeah. It may have, just out of curiosity, it may have evolved from panting. From like some primordial thing, two people like wrestling around and just panting and panting. Eventually, the panting became like laughs.
Strange.
It's a theory, I guess. It is strange. It's like, well, maybe, I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, I think it's odd that we pant, breathe heavy, wheeze, tear up, point, and I mean that's all incorporated with laughing.
Yeah, when I go out in the sun sometimes and I don't have my sunglasses on, my eyes will just start watering insanely because it's so bright.
Sneeze looking at the sun.
That's
bright lights.
Weird. You're weird.
And that's actually more common than like I thought.
No, it's not. People sneeze from looking at the sun.
Yeah, looking at bright lights.
It's
something about it. Just like it's not all the time.
Your body's like, oh shit, get that out of here.
What do we do? That's like my panic mode. But every now and again I'll look at a bright light and just make me sneeze. Odd.
Yeah, that is odd. So a couple years ago, I got a vehicle that did the CD player didn't work in it, so I just had the radio, and I put it on the edge, and I was driving around, and there was something playing like AC/DC or something like that, and that's all well and good, but I got to thinking that I've probably heard this song "Highway to Hell" or "Last Dance with Mary Jane" or whatever it is. These songs I've heard 100 times. Why do I choose that as this soundtrack that I have pumping into my head all the time, when if AC/DC was playing 10 miles away, if the ticket was $50, I'd be like, fuck that, I'm not going to that. 20, I'll go, but 50, fuck that. Like, why am I listening to that song for the 110th time? So I listened to country music for a whole year, the year I had that car, just because I thought it was strange to just unwillingly to listen to just a barrage of music that you don't have any control over, that is just all in the same category that you've heard of a lot of times before. I mean, it's nice hearing old stuff again. I listen to the hell out of some old songs, but and even people that watch reruns, I can understand watching an episode every year or two, but people that watch the same episode over and over, and I don't want to, I feel like it's a good life outlook to not waste my time rewatching. I'd rather watch new stuff, and I'd rather listen to stuff I haven't heard before and hear cooler stuff and be exposed to a wider variety, while still going back and cherry picking the older stuff that I do know that I like. But
right.
I don't want to. I want to have the decision that I don't want to hear "Sweet Child of Mine" for the 150th time in my life. I think I've heard it enough, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
You listen to the radio a lot?
Nope.
You have your own thing going? Your Spotify? I do Spotify.
No, I don't
also.
do Spotify. I got thousands and thousands of fucking albums and stuff like that.
And I like how with Spotify, if I forget my phone, I just drive 10 feet and it doesn't connect. I don't have music, and I'm like, oh shit, I don't know where my phone's at the house. Or if I'm driving down the road and I can't find it, and you go, where the hell's my phone? Oh, I'm listening to the radio. I have it. I'm going 60. It's in the vehicle.
Yeah.
That's a nice byproduct, making it dummy proof, making sure your phone's always with your car, you know. That helps.
Yeah, I got my buddy that gets me albums and shit from work, and I just, like, if I hear one song, be like, oh, like one I still have to get is Alien Weaponry. It's a band. And I heard one of their songs on satellite radio. I'm like, this fucking band sounds pretty badass. Like, so I'll just say, it's like, hey, give me Alien Weaponry, and he'll give me their fucking discography, like everything. So he's just done that for so many fucking bands. Like, I got so much music. Like,
I had a guy that was giving me a bunch of free CDs that he got through the mail that he would buy from bands, and they send him two and be like, here, give one to your buddy, just to get their music out there. And weird stuff he'd tell me. This is doom metal, like just weird.
Love doom metal.
yeah, dude, it was cool. Yeah, I heard a lot of cool stuff on there.
Doom metal.
So I was
Corrosion Conformity, and Down is considered doom metal. Like, I Hate God. Like, they're awesome.
That's nice. Oh, is it spelled EYE though, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, yeah, I've heard of them. So I was walking in the store earlier, and a guy was listening to that worked at the store was listening to Rammstein on his phone. Fire, and so I said, hey, that's cool, man, fucking Rammstein. He's like, oh yeah, yep, yep. And then he walks in the store, and I'm buying milk and something else, and he comes in again, and I said, yeah, that's not even one of their main radio songs, I don't think, is it? And he goes, no, I don't think so. And I go,
Firefly?
Yeah, I said, that's off the album with Du Hast on it, right? And he goes, oh, well.
No, that's off the one after that.
Okay. That's a good one, though. But
it's a good fucking album.
At that point, he said, he goes, oh, I'm actually listening to the XXX soundtrack. And I was like, oh, boy. Cool, man.
Never mind.
I like to listen to soundtracks of Vin Diesel movies on my free time when I'm at work, too. I was just bumping Fast and the Furious 4 soundtrack the other day.
Yeah.
Did you hear the song with Ludacris and Sylvester Stallone's brother on it?
No.
Ludacris and the ghost of Paul Walker.
I didn't even.
They took a bunch of voice clips of Paul Walker and put them in a rap song for the new movie with Ludacris. No, they didn't do that. That'd be horrible, wouldn't it?
I wouldn't put it by him.
Shit from A Knight's Tale.
No,
and stuff.
it's we're paying tribute to Paul Walker.
They use all lines from A Knight's Tale, but they give him a Mustang in the reenactment. So he's like, I'll jump on my horse and I'll save your day, good maiden. And it just shows a Mustang busting a turn.
People will buy it.
Hologram Tupac is his co-pilot.
Look what they did for Princess Leia in Rogue One.
I've seen a little bit of some of that.
Made the CGI version of the young her.
Yeah, that's something. They're going to be able to do that pretty easily in the future. There's already one of, they made Keanu Reeves stopping a robbery.
Yeah?
Yeah, like just whooping people's ass in a convenience store.
Huh.
And it looks like him. So that'll be a thing, like people with, especially once that technology becomes easier to acquire, cheaper, and it gets into the public hands more, you might see like you could see a reenactment of Married with Children with Frank Sinatra playing Al Bundy and Lucille Ball as Peggy and Donald Trump and Abraham Lincoln are fist fighting in it or something. You know, people will be able to do it.
This is great.
They could do crazy porno too. The cast of Friends and the cast of Frasier all just banging each other. You know,
It's a Futurama.
Frasier's just getting a blowjob and he's taking notes about it because he's a psychiatrist.
Yeah,
you know?
he's like incredibly genius. Like,
Ah, yes, that's good.
I like it. What else weird do we do here? We're off fucking topic. I put creating rules and laws. And,
Yeah, that's bullshit. You're
I
right.
have a method. I put it as a method of self.
I don't follow laws either. This is mine now, so
Yeah,
if you
well,
guys want it, you're gonna have to come win it.
I just debunked that theory. It's mine,
That's your house. I guess I gotta respect that.
but that's a law. I put it as a method of self and species preservation. That's what it is. And also, one group trying to control another group.
Laws are pushed on us because in the early days, the rulers wanted their people to behave accordingly because they couldn't have people just killing each other.
One group trying to control another.
Yep.
There are some laws that I think are like. There are some laws like, okay, like,
Duck can't wear pants on Sunday.
that's stupid. I think a duck should be able to wear fucking
A
pants.
duck should be able to wear whatever it wants.
Absolutely. If I can wear whatever I want, a duck should be able to wear whatever it wants.
Hmm.
But there are dumb rules out there, like I get a ticket if I don't wear my seatbelt. Where is there any logic here? If I don't wear a seatbelt, it's not affecting anybody else. If I get in an accident with no seatbelt on, it does not kill anybody else.
It makes the rescue more precarious. It puts the EMTs, you should know this as an EMT, you should know that it puts them in more danger if they see that you're more critically injured than you would have been.
But that was my choice to not wear a seatbelt. Knowing that the risk is there, it's still my choice.
But the ambulance driver might drive a little faster if you're squirting blood out of your face or something.
Statistically, that doesn't actually do anything driving faster, especially driving fast with lights on. There's a study about that, like ambulance, or it was done with firefighters going to a call with lights and sirens and then going to a call without lights and sirens. The difference was seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So there was no.
It's enough of a spectacle for the people having to pull over and get out of the way that it slows them the fuck down. Anyway.
The problem is when you have lights and sirens, it actually confuses a lot of drivers. Like if I get a call and I'm on my way home the throughway, I don't have my lights on because
It scares a lot of people that are fucking high driving around too.
yeah, they'll freak out, like they don't know what to do. They're like, But yeah. So just the fact that we all have laws and like crazy laws too. Some of them, like there's Oklahoma or Nebraska or something like that. There's a law that says whale hunting in that state is illegal. Like, what fucking whale is anywhere near there? But is an actual law.
They just copy pasted some document from some town in California or some shit.
Our law book is only this thick. We need more laws. Get Alaska. What are their laws? Let's use them.
And there's a never-ending supply of just ridiculous laws that you could look up. You know, women can't go bowling on Tuesday, stuff like that.
There's probably some like some fucking
There's
rule
still
somewhere.
to this day places in Utah where it's like a dry county, and they'll serve booze at restaurants, but you have to be sitting down. It's illegal to be standing up with a beer. You have to sit at a table and have a beer.
I think I've heard something like that somewhere.
Yeah.
Maybe it was the same thing, but
And if you stand up, the staff will be like, "Whoa, sit down! You know, you gotta, you know."
you're gonna get a ticket.
Yeah.
It's just fucking weird. I don't know.
Because you know, if people are standing up and drinking, you know what comes after that, don't you?
Yeah.
Dancing.
Fucking. Oh.
Yeah, fuck dancing.
Yeah. Oh, that's the
Yep.
worst kind.
You go from fist pumping to fisting like that.
Yeah, the pump fisting.
Yeah, oh, that's the worst.
Oh, and you know what happens with fuck this fist dancing.
Speaking of something gross like that, I think it's weird that
It creates a false fear and scare ourselves. That's what it does, because that's my next one.
it's all right. Go ahead.
No, finish your thought.
When you're smoking a joint in the woods with some people, and a dude,
You end up disappeared.
somebody walks,
Disappear.
somebody
6
disappears.
months later?
Yeah, somebody disappears and comes and takes a piss and comes back and like wants to hit the joint again. Like, no, man, not even if you didn't piss on your fingers, you were just touching your dick, and you're not going to touch the joint that I'm going to put in my mouth. Like, you're done with this, you know? You wash your hands.
You planned this. I know what you're doing.
What?
You planned putting that fucking dick on your hands and putting it in my mouth. That's what you're doing.
I think that's pretty nasty, I think. Nobody thinks of it, and half the people I tell, they're like, oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you know?
Yeah.
Shouldn't be taking a piss and then sharing a fucking joint or a cigarette with somebody. That's nasty.
How many times do you think you shake hands with someone that just, like, wiggled their dick
Fucking
around?
jerked off, probably a lot.
Just think about that.
Yeah. I use my T-shirt to open a gas station door handle, maybe half the time at least. And people ask me like, "Oh, why do you do that?" You know, I think it's weird.
I don't do that. What I do is actually use my pinky to open it up.
Oh, like a fancy boy.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But because I barely use my pinky for anything else, so I was like, well, I'll just use this.
Interesting.
Yeah, I will do that.
Is that toxic masculinity? You're showing how easily you can just yank a door open with your friggin' pinky?
No, that's because it skis me out, but the paper towels are fucking way back here, and, you know. So I was like, well, I'll split the difference. I'll just use my pinky, which I don't really use for eating or anything else.
Mm-hmm. All right. What was yours you were going for? Fears? Irrational
Yeah, the one
fears?
that you brought up before is like creating a false fear and scaring ourselves. Fear of the dark, which is actually kind of a primordial fear.
It's a really good Iron Maiden song, too.
That stems from that.
Yes.
But nowadays, like Amanda was saying, she's afraid that someone's gonna grab her foot from under the stairs walking down, and there's no one there.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna mention that.
Nothing there at all.
Yeah.
But you think about it so much, you create this fucking false reality, and then you just make yourself so petrified you just won't go downstairs.
Doing that can also be useful because, like I said, I can force myself to spook myself like that, and sometimes I will do it intentionally. But knowing that I can do it intentionally at least some of the time will let you believe yourself that you can do that all of the time, and then you can never have to. I don't worry about, if I'm walking in the woods at night for some fucking reason.
How often do you do that? Are you going to do that now after the 411 podcast?
No. And if I hear a word, if I hear a weird animal or Tyler, that would weird me out. But now, I'm not scared of the fucking dark, but I can be if I wanted to be. And knowing that I can make myself kind of gives you more of a control of it, I guess. A buddy of mine at work, shout out Todd Lewis, fucking scares the shit out of me all the time. Jumps out and scares the shit out of me. He makes this sound. I thought it was some kind of a bird call at first, but it's actually he says it's supposed to be a cat. He goes like this horrible noise. And
right, I know what you're talking about.
He ran at me the other day. He ran out of a hallway just going, flailing his arms, and I picked up a trash can and threw it at him as hard as I could. Big Rubbermaid trash can.
Why do you bring that up? I do the same thing he does to you.
I hate it.
But I do that to a buddy of mine I work with, Mike Rosemarino.
He
Shout
hates
out
it.
Mike.
Poor Mike.
But what I do is when he used to select on my shift, we'd be in two separate aisles. Mm-hmm. And, I can walk under the grates or the racking, but the pallets will be in the way so you can't really see the other side. Well, there'll be this one section, they'll be there, and I'll pop up from, he'll be on the other side, and I'll see him, and I'll just go under it, and I'll go and he goes, dude, that fucking freaks me out. God damn it, stop that.
So you're not doing a jump scare, you're...
No, I'm acting like a fucking troll or something. I just go...
That's funny.
And it legitimately creeps him out.
It should. That's okay then. If you're actually creatively using acting skills to scare the shit out of somebody, as opposed to, hey, boo!
I've ran at him from halfway down an aisle, just bent over like this, low to the ground. He's like, what the fuck, man?
That's really funny.
He's like, I don't know why that really creeps me out every time you do that. So I do it all the time. I haven't done it in a while because he works on another shift. I think I scared him away from me, away from my shift.
And he works for the Undertaker also.
Yeah, so then you were talking about you make up one-legged, six-armed Chinese
villager,
something,
a possessed villager with sharp teeth and four arms and one leg, hopping at me hissing. like with
That's
white
weird.
eyes. Like I don't know why.
If like that, like the first thing that comes into my mind is like one leg hopping, like.
I could scare myself with other things, but that's the one that's the most that my mind made up on its own itself. You know.
Yeah.
I don't like thinking about aliens or ghosts, or I could spook myself thinking about shit like that if I wanted to.
You know, there's one thing that I do, and I do it. I guess I do it to myself. When I'm taking a shower and I'm listening to one of these fucking crazy 411 or whatever podcasts, like because I do it all the time, and I'm washing my hair. Sometimes my brain will just click, and I'll feel like someone is right in the shower watching me. And then I'm like, I try to ignore it, but like the feeling is so intense. Like eventually, as soon as the soap's out of my hair, I just snap and look.
Really?
Yeah. I do it like probably 50% of the time in the shower.
This has happened throughout all the places you've lived, all different houses?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So it's maybe a perverted demon of some sort following you?
Maybe, I don't know.
It's not house specific, so
Well,
that's interesting.
yeah, but it's really bizarre. And half the time I think that I'm actually getting, like, Amanda will be, like, staring at me or something, but no one's ever there because it's usually late at night and she's asleep anyway. Yeah, but,
It's your body dysmorphia, bro.
Yeah.
That's your inner desire to be a whore and you're scared of it. You're like, I'm built for the camera. Look at me. But then you're like, oh, Jesus.
Oh, it's just me. I'm built for a whore. Just look at me. Look at him.
Look at him. He's built to fuck.
Look like Gollum.
He's a sucking and fucking machine.
I'd fuck it.
He's gonna fuck.
He's gonna fuck. How did this turn into Vince? Anyway, so yeah, creating false fears and whatever, and basically just
People that watch horror
imaginatively
movies to be
killing-
scared. Sometimes I'll watch a horror movie and I don't watch them to be scared. I appreciate the gore and some of the cool shit, but if I watch one and I'm scared, I don't, you know, I'm that's not what I'm looking for. It's cool when it happens, but
the only horror movies that anywhere near get like any kind of fear reaction out of me now,
Aliens for me, I think, not the movie.
religious
Aliens,
horror movies. The only ones that will get any kind of reaction like that out of me.
like possessed people.
Yeah. Anything else just doesn't. It's entertainment value.
It's scary to me when they find some of the possessed victims and their bodies are all contorted and they're twisted in weird ways. It's also scary to me when they're looking at like security footage in Silent Hill and they see like the doctor walks by all choppy.
Yeah.
And that's spooky to me.
Yeah, I think that's just because my grandmother was really religious, and that's what I was raised on, like through half of my childhood. So it kind of hits close to home. So like I watched any like Saw and Friday the 13th and all these going all the way back, and none of them like are scary at all.
They're not supposed to be scary. Some movies are.
Well, no, they're supposed to be jump scary, and
Okay.
they don't really do anything.
Some of those would get me back in the day. The Michael Myers when the cat jumps out and such.
Yeah. Well, no, the jump scares will get me, but it's as far as like something that really like sticks with you, like none of them do. They're just entertainment value. But religious horror movies, and this goes all the way back to the 60s, like Rosemary's Baby.
I love
like
that
in
movie.
What was that, 68?
Mia
The
Farrow
Omen.
is also so fucking hot in that movie, I think.
Yeah. The Omen, the original Omen, like I love that one. The Exorcist was good. The last one I thought was fantastic, which is kind of mixed with everybody else. Is The Exorcism of Emily Rose. I thought that was
There's so many of those I may or may not have seen.
fan-fucking-tastic.
I think I did see that.
That
Is
was
that
the one that
where
took place in
is she
a-
bent up on the floor at one point when they find her? Also, yeah, I think I
the
did
one
see that.
that her boyfriend at the time like was staying with her at college, and he wakes up in the middle of the night and looks down, like she's not in bed, and he looks down, she's like arched like backwards,
Yeah.
looking directly at him,
That's
with black
fucked.
eyes.
Yeah.
It's fucked up. Yeah. Well, I thought the movie was great because it was a court case, and it showed both like sides of the argument, the scientific and like I guess real world view of it, and then the religious view of it, and then at the end of it just left it completely open to your own interpretation. I was like, man, that's fucking great. Yeah, that's like the last one that I watched that like really stuck with me and creeped me out. But other than that,
I was watching a special on the Amityville Horror recently, and
that was a good one too.
The son, the boy, the stepfather was into occult things and had occult books and strange things like that. So he's believed to have perpetrated a lot of the hoax.
Right.
And the son believes that to a certain extent, but he said, "Oh yeah, I know he made this up and made that up, but there was one time it was a group of him and his friends in the garage, and I looked in and he was levitating a wrench with his hand. But he made most of the other stuff up. So he's willing to say that a lot of it's bullshit. But this one super crazy fucking thing, that happened. But yeah, I know that most of it's bullshit. But seriously, he did have telekinetic powers."
Yeah, he was a Jedi.
This guy's a mailman in Amityville, or not in Amityville, around in New York State somewhere.
Right, Long Island somewhere maybe? Or?
No, in central New York, upstate New York.
Really? It's like our mailman.
Yeah, right.
Levitates my fucking packages to my house.
Levitated your Darth Vader action figure, ironically.
Force.
Use the Force. That's okay, same thing. He's a little bit of a nutcase. It is strange, though, to me, people that watch movies to be intentionally scared. But I guess it's the same thing as skydiving. It's an adrenaline rush.
Well, people that watch movies to be intentionally scared, it's like, that's really no different than people that watch, like, comedies to laugh and stuff like that. They're just trying to...
I watch war movies to see nasty shit.
I watch... You know, I don't even fucking know why.
See some Achilles heels get chopped and roll up people's legs.
That's awful. Oh, God.
That's your favorite.
That's awful. I don't even know why I watch horror movies. Like I
don't watch a lot of new ones.
It's hard to find any that are really good.
Some of the budgets are so shitty on them too that makes it difficult. Not even that. Some of them are just so unprofessionally done and just seem so hokey.
The thing is now it's like, and maybe this wasn't like any different back in the day. It seems like a lot of horror movies that come out now are complete rehashes of things that just came out like a month before that. It's like some big budget movie comes out, and then like The Nun, when that came out, there was like fucking 3 other Nun movies that came out like 2 weeks after it, all on Netflix and Amazon Prime, whatever, and they're like they like flood the market with all this shit. So it's just not special, not memorable, and The Nun wasn't even like that special anyway. Like I watched it. And
I do wish there were more zombie movies. I don't think there's enough of those.
Yeah, me neither. They need at least like 20 or 30 more.
There's only 11 of them that have zombies and piranhas. I'm trying to see like 20 movies like that.
I know. It's bullshit if you ask me.
Mm-hmm.
Bullshit. Anyway, so, yeah, The Nun came out and a lot of people hate it. And then there's people that absolutely love it. And I was like, it's not bad. It's not memorable at all. It's just an average, modern, run-of-the-mill, meat grinder horror movie. Like, follows the same thing as, jump scares and, like, kind of brilliant production. It's like any Conjuring movie. And, that's that. Kind of get lost in the shuffle after it comes out.
So it doesn't get no stars. It doesn't get none stars. It gets...
Out of 5, it gets, I think, 3, generously.
That's not bad. So that was a decent movie.
Yeah, it's watchable. It's definitely not, like, there's some people that are like, oh, it's god-awful. I'm like, what movie did you... It wasn't god-awful. It was just not incredible.
You ever want to jump off a fucking building?
In my dreams.
Do you think it's a byproduct of fear, or do you think it's... When you get to the edge of a building, my brain goes to... How far could I fly away from the base of this if I ran and jumped? Like, just knowing that I have the power to fuck up or intentionally throw myself off of it.
Not that, but I've like looked, like when we were down in Myrtle Beach, and we were 19 stories up. I was looking down, and I was like, oh, that would be awful if I fell off this. But I was like leaning over the edge like this.
That's how the thought starts, and then you just, I guess, realize that you have that, you can do that.
And I realize that I'm on the other side of the railing. What the?
That's a long fall. Then you go on the other side. Oh, that's a much shorter fall.
There we go.
What?
Yeah. What am I doing? What are you doing?
You ever have that feeling?
No.
No.
You need to talk to somebody.
I'll do dangerous stuff
Just
as far as I've heard other people mention it before. It's not that you want to, but you just know that you could.
Yeah.
Like I should.
It's
self-preservation. I'm too dumb to be. I'm not. I shouldn't let myself make that decision.
I'm too dumb.
I can't have that option. I'm too dumb. Get me away from there. Maybe that's what it is.
I better not be here.
Because I'll climb up in the racks at work, and I'll climb trees, and I'll do dangerous shit. But like situations like that are different to me for some reason.
Well, I'm not that dumb.
You know, if it's like 100 feet, I don't want to. I'll stand and look over the edge, and even then I'll be freaked out. All right, I saw that once.
I'm pretty sure I know what happens next.
You ever pick up a hitchhiker and think that you could kill him if you wanted to and nobody would really be the wiser?
No, I won't fucking picture it. Here's something creepy for you. This was happened last Halloween. I don't know if it's Halloween night. I think it might have been Halloween night. Amanda was she was going somewhere, I think, or coming back from somewhere. It was at night in Fonda, in between here and Fonda. You know when you're leaving Fonda, coming back this way?
Fonda, Georgia.
Yep, Fonda, Georgia. You go up over that hill, past the shrine, that first shrine on the right-hand side.
Yeah.
All right, you go up over that. It's like
by the shrine.
Turn.
It's haunted.
Yeah.
Goes to Haunted Hill, they call it.
Right. And you go over that sharp turn that goes down. There's that straightaway. Yes. On the left-hand side, there's like a couple spots where you can see like past train tracks into the river. Amanda said she was driving that way, and there was a woman in white just standing there, staring off toward the river. Just staring there, and it was like 10 or something at night, something like 10:30. It's pitch black.
So was she too scared to turn around? Probably.
I don't know, but she was just staring out the river.
No, Amanda.
Oh, Amanda. Yeah, she called the cops. She's like, there's a lady just staring there. It's like, I don't know what should.
That's scary.
Amanda's like, I didn't know if I should go back and check on her. I'm like, it's good that you didn't. I go, fuck that.
You think so? Yeah, I would have been. I don't know I can't say what I would have done.
Not paranormal thing, but what if she was fucking like just insane or some shit like that? You know?
Yeah.
So I was like, no, it's good that.
I would drive by going 60 again in the opposite direction. I wouldn't be going like 30, like, hey, how you doing? I wouldn't want her to vomit my vehicle or do God knows what. I have to have this fucking dry clean. I'd probably just keep driving. I'd be like, no, I got weed on me. Fuck it. I got to go. I can't do this right now.
No, she called the cops, but yeah, she told me that. I'm like, and what? It was like the day before, it was like Halloween or.
That's really weird.
Or like mischief night, something like that. But yeah, that's fucking weird. It's just the fact that it happened when it happened.
Mm-hmm. That time of night.
Yeah. And that close to Halloween.
I was driving home from work maybe 6 months ago, and there was a desolate stretch of road, 55-mile-an-hour road, and there was no houses for a mile or so in either direction, and it was about midnight, I think, and there was a young girl walking down the side of the road. And she, I guess maybe she could have been maybe 16, but she looked like she was like 12. I think she looked like a young girl. So I turned around and pulled up on the side of the road, and I said, where are you going? She goes, oh, I'm heading home. So I offered her a ride, and I fucking killed her. No, I didn't. I said, where do you live? And she goes, oh, up there. And then I said, yeah, all right.
So you kill her family.
No, and then I drove away and called the cops.
Oh,
yeah, because I didn't want to, be like, hey, get in. I don't need to be picking up.
You called the cops yourself?
I'm not gonna in this day and age. Yeah. I almost got her, guys. I didn't do it. So is there a reward for this type of scenario? Don't ever call us again, sir.
Do I get a reward for me?
So when I called, I told them, yeah, there's a little girl walking down the road. It's like midnight. It's dark as fuck, and there's no houses for a while. We're at Route 5, and they said, oh, all right, now do you, they said, well, now what's your number? And I go, no, I don't need to give my number. I just wanted to call this in. I don't need to be involved with it. And they go, oh, is it, they told me my number. They go, is it this? And I said, yeah. And they go, do you live at this address? And I'm like, yeah, you don't need, I don't want to be involved with this. I'm not giving a statement or anything. Have a good one. But it was almost as if just to show me they could do that. They pulled up all my information. Like, yeah, okay, yeah, that's me. Yeah, yep, that's me. I'm just trying to do a cool thing here.
They send you a picture of you. It's like, is this you right now? I was like, oh.
But it was weird. I didn't know what to do. I guess in hindsight, I could have said like sit in the back seat and I'll put the windows down so you can tuck and roll if I try to touch you. I'll try my hardest not to, but you know.
I'll try my hardest not to.
I felt weird, man. She shouldn't have been walking out there, but I didn't want to, you know.
Yeah, because
I'm not going to put myself in that situation.
Yeah, it's like he touched me. He's like, what?
I don't need an unknown young girl in my car at midnight. I don't like calling the cops either, but I did in that situation.
Yeah. Another one I got here is people always need. Humans always look for a meaning of life or why we exist.
Yeah, there's no reason.
They need a reason. Like people need an origin or a reason for everything. And they're hard pressed to believe that things are.
What about people you think that give the generic answer of it's all about friends and family and living life and laughing? And do you think that's a generic answer? Do you think most of those people are actually content?
I think that's a generic Hallmark answer.
Yeah. What do you think is the meaning of life? Quackers. Bread. Getting that bread, yo.
Cheese.
Quackers and cheese.
Quackers, cheese, and salami.
Now, when you're Quackers, that sounds like a duck thing, but it's also Quackers and cheese. Ducks don't like cheese, I don't think.
Wits Quackers.
Wits Quackers, yeah.
Who's a salami?
That's we haven't thought of that yet. It's just cheese. It's Quackers and cheese. It's not Quackers and cheese.
We gotta build the empire first.
Salami, yeah. It'll be a spin-off show or something.
Yeah.
It'll be somebody else's thing. Now, what did you say was weird? What were we talking about?
Why people look for a meaning of life, reasons why we exist.
Yeah, that is weird. What are some people's potential answers? Just you're right, like a cop-out answer.
Most of them are religious.
Like to give back, yeah, that too.
Most of them are religious, like why we exist.
That goes back to
anyone that's atheist, or agnostic, either one. Like I have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
No idea. They're mostly atheists, I guess. I don't know either of their response.
I think being atheist is a little negative. I think it's like, come on, dude, be agnostic. You really have to be atheist and just to be like, well, there's nothing ever. There can't be. Like, dude, just be agnostic.
The trees,
just
dirt.
Be cool. just say that, like, well, maybe.
Yeah,
you know?
I don't. But either one, like, I don't know what either response would be. So if there's anyone out there that's either or, like in the comments. Why? For lack of a better question.
I'm religion fluid.
Why?
I might be able to answer some of these questions.
Yeah, beer. Beer?
No, I'm religion fluid.
Fluent?
No, fluid.
Oh, beer.
I transition between religions at my leisure.
So, like, what do you now?
I'm worshiping at the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster currently. But
dude, I'm in that.
Just went to Buddhist, so I'm not cool. I mean, I am cool. I'm very cool with that. I have, in preparation for this, for looking up weird things that humans did, my first thought was to look up weird things that Americans do. And there wasn't a whole lot of them that were particularly weird. One said that we get ice in our water at restaurants no matter what the temperature. And I enjoy a nice room temperature water.
I prefer room temperature. It's
if you have sensitive teeth, or is it? Your body doesn't have to cool it down?
No, our body doesn't cool it down. It warms it up.
Well, I'm cold as ice, James. They call me the snowman. They call me the snowman.
Oh.
One of the ones that was on the things that Americans do weird was air conditioning everywhere.
Fuck yeah, I do that. I
Why does it have to be so fucking cold in the grocery store? You're cold before you're even in the frozen section. I go in there wearing sandals and gym shorts, and I'm fucking freezing.
Yeah. I love that though. Like I love
down south, yeah, when it's 90 fucking degrees outside.
Either way, like
when it's 75 in New York and you go in and it's like an ice box in there, it's fucking bullshit. When I went to New York this summer before I went back to Georgia.
I love
Albany, Georgia.
I love when it's like 95 out and ridiculously hot, and then like 60 inside and ridiculously cold.
Sure, yeah.
I love that. Absolutely love it.
At your house is one thing, but why are supermarkets like that to that extent? And just random places? Why is it that's just so cold everywhere?
Like supermarkets just staying ahead because the doors are constantly open. So,
yeah, that's
so they're just probably just trying to stay ahead of
But that's one thing the Europeans said about Americans everywhere is so fucking cold.
Yeah, it's true. We also, something we do is the moderation, how we eat. Mm-hmm. Which that just goes in like fast food and like whatever.
I've been an overeater my entire life up until a year ago, you know?
Well, look at the supersized drink at fucking McDonald's. Mm-hmm. It's like the size, it's a fucking mini bucket.
I got a large McDonald's meal and only ate half of it today just because it was so much crap.
You can take the bread off that shit. Like, that's not so bad if you like get a Big Mac and just take like the bread off it and just eat it. Like, then it's not so bad. There's still the fries, but. They
laughed at me last time. Last time I said, "Yeah, I want the international. Do you have the international menu? I want the burger from Spain." And I pulled up to the window, and she said, "I want extreme cheddar." And I was like, "Extreme cheddar?" And she's like, "Oh, no, the extreme Munster or something." She's like, "Yeah, it's the extreme cheeseburger from Spain or something like that." And I said, "Okay." So I went back today and said, "Yeah, give me the extreme Spanish burger. The extreme Spain burger." And they're like, "You mean this and this?" Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Why don't you call it one thing and not two things so I can...
I just keep changing the name.
I got a little bit of both the things you call it. You know what I'm talking about. But yeah, in getting healthier, I had this first thought 2-3 years ago. I realized I had no grasp on if I was hungry, if I just ate an apple, what that would do. I had no grasp, so I had to make it a point to be hungry and just like have a banana and be like, that stops me from being super hungry for like a half hour. I didn't have any scope of how not a full meal would affect me because anytime I was hungry, I would destroy my hunger and have 2 cans of brisk iced tea and macaroni and cheese and a sandwich.
Overdo it.
Eat a bunch of crap and a whole row of Oreos or whatever, you know.
I'm a little hungry, so I'll eat another meal.
Yeah. And once you become conscious of stuff like that, like you were talking about earlier about the sugar and stuff people have, to me, Dr. Pepper's not good enough for me to drink 12 ounces of it a day.
I think it's fucking... I genuinely think soda, for the most part, is disgusting. Mm-hmm. Like, I like a sugar cane cream soda every 6 or 8 months.
Yeah.
Like, I think they're delicious.
Sugar cane cream soda? That does sound good, like a vanilla type of soda.
Yeah. But aside from that, like, I hate
cream soda is
cola. Good. I don't like any, like, Mountain Dews or anything. Like, I'm just not a fan of any of it.
Drink energy drinks?
Just like... So, yes.
Yeah.
Because of my job.
Uh-huh.
Strictly.
You should do a little Coke.
Probably be...
I can get you some.
Well, probably wouldn't be cheaper.
No, I can't, actually. I can't.
I can't. Yeah, but that is one thing. Like, I don't really like candy. I don't like soda. But energy drinks... And here's the thing with energy drinks is... It's a habit now.
Have you tried the Bang ones, the sugar-free ones?
Yes.
I like the cotton candy one. What do you think of those?
I don't like cotton candy.
Do you like any of the Bang flavors, though?
I have never had any of them.
No?
Nope.
Just why? You just rather have the good shit?
No,
you like Monster or Red Bull?
Not Monster.
Yeah, and then there's no holes in your drywall, so I figured you were a Red Bull guy.
Yeah.
Monster tastes like a fucking melted popsicle. I think it's weird when people drink it.
I don't like any...
It tastes like a juice barrel, which is not bad.
It's overpowering.
I'm not going to pay $3 for something that tastes like a little huggy juice barrel. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's overpowering. The flavor is just so intense.
It tastes like it's for kids.
The one I like drink right now is the coconut Red Bull. But I love coconut, so...
My buddy likes the cranberry Red Bull. I like regular-ass plain Red Bull, or I like the coffee monsters, man, or coffee Starbucks. I dig that shit.
There was something that way back in the day when I used to work with Queso, we would get every day.
Oh, he was supposed to be here tonight, right? But he fell asleep during a marathon video game session on his couch, and he fell asleep.
No, man, he was watching The Notebook again.
Yeah? Director's cut?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He hates that movie.
I gotta lay off of Charlie. I'm being too rough on Charlie. I can tell because he's pissing me off too, so I know I'm pissing him off.
That's when it gets good.
You know what, Charlie? Fuck you.
That's when your conversation's like, what are they saying?
Shout out Queso.
We used to take, every day at lunch, both of us would buy one of those, like, before they had like 18 fucking sizes of Red Bull. It was just a regular Red Bull. Mm-hmm. We get that, and then we get one of the larger fruit punch Gatorade.
Oh, gross. You drink fruit punch Gatorade?
And then we get one fruit punch Gatorade and then one grape fierce Gatorade. And then we'd mix the two Gatorades together, and then each of us would take one of our cans of Red Bull and mix it with.
Are you guys 5 years old?
And it tasted exactly like Spree, the candy. Exactly like it. It was incredible. And we were fucking completely blitzed.
Spree is like nobody's favorite candy in the world.
Didn't matter. We were so fucking hopped up on sugar after.
Jesus. Well, I guess you're not experimenting with other things. That's good.
No. Yeah.
Fruit punch. Who the hell? I feel like fruit punch is a flavor for 5-year-old kids. I feel like anytime you drink it, you just automatically get the red lines around your mouth like a kid has when he has juice. Oh. Or people should. Anybody, I feel like if you make...
How are you drinking soda or whatever the hell, Gatorade?
Like, no, how little kids do it, and they all have all Cheeto dust on their fingers and fruit punch, Hawaiian punch on their face and shit. I think fruit punch is infantile.
So as soon as I buy fruit punch, I get Cheeto dust on my fingers and I have a ring around my fucking mouth.
Fruit punch. Fruit punch to me is a childish flavor. Like, it's in punch bowls at school functions.
You know, it must be the drink, because now you're speaking like a kid.
Fruit punch.
Fruit punch.
I like fruit punch.
Fruit punch.
It just seems immature to me. Fruit punch. I don't like it.
You just were talking to me about cotton candy fucking flavors.
Yeah.
And now you're talking about fruit punch being a kid thing. Come on.
Yeah.
Be consistent here.
I miss Dunkaroos too. Bring those back.
Dunkaroos was fucking awesome.
They had the one that was shaped like a coin, so when you could totally clear out the thing, save that one for last.
Great design.
Yeah.
Great design. What the fuck happened to Dunkaroos? Whatever. We collect things.
Yeah.
And this is mostly a male thing. This is like, I rarely ever see women collect, maybe shoes.
Dishes and forks and knives and stuff.
Sandwiches.
That's more of a
cookbooks.
craft.
They collect cookbooks.
That's true, they do. Shoes.
Yes.
Shoes and makeup and stuff and things like that.
All right, so maybe not, just different things. But theirs is more practical because they can actually wear and use them and do things.
That's also...
Now, if I turn this camera around and saw the other side of this room, I have some things. And over there. A lot of these.
I was a collector as a kid, and then I fell out of it, but I have a pretty ripping Ninja Turtle collection going on currently, which is weird to me as an adult. Because
it is weird.
You were talking about how damaging behaviors are bad.
Yeah.
I got rid of some damaging behaviors of my own, or tamed them to a degree anyway. A couple years ago, I started going to the gym more, and what else was I doing? I did that, and I was eating right and all this, and I quit smoking for 6 months, and I started again a week ago, whatever. But I stopped weekday drinking. I would only drink. I drink once or twice a month now. So as I was getting rid of all those behaviors, I was thinking to myself, this is going to be interesting. I'm cleaning up my act. I wonder what my new thing is going to be, what I'm going to get into. And I ended up spending a couple $1,000s on fucking Ninja Turtles. And I have a big towering shelf of them.
When a lot of this took off is when I pretty much cut. Like, I drink.
As an adult, I was never a collector.
Now I drink, like, literally probably like 8 times a year. Mm-hmm. And when I say that, I mean like having like 3 beers. Like, it used to be really bad back in the day. But it's funny you say, like, when you cut that out, you started doing something else. Because about the time I cut alcohol out,
oh, really?
That's why I started getting a shit ton of guitars. I got all these fucking belts,
interesting
figures. Like,
I was never a big collector as an adult.
Neither was I.
Aside from DVDs and Blu-rays and CDs. But as a kid I was, and then it all came back when I... So that's damaging behavior. That's
well, it is damaging, like, financially.
Oh, no, I didn't mean like that.
But I got, what, collecting?
Yeah, this stuff acquires value if you buy the right stuff.
Well, that's it. Like, I got into, like, only collecting certain belts and shit like that. But then I also that's when I got into leathering and doing that, because everyone looks for that. And it's a niche thing to get into, but the belt community is way bigger than I ever thought when I first got into it. And it is lucrative if you're good. So I got into doing that shit. So it actually turned a profit for me, kind of like a side. And that's when
what I was interested in. Maybe I'll do something to make money off of it. Nope. Buy these fucking Ninja Turtles you had when you were a little kid.
No, the figures is just for my own collection, but the belts that is my own collection / a side business.
When I got in trouble years back when I was living wild, I stopped drinking for a while, and I couldn't smoke weed because I was getting tested through the legal system.
Right.
So, not drinking and not being able to smoke, what did I do? Plenty of tobacco and milkshakes and lotto tickets. Get out of work, I usually get a 24-ounce beer. I was getting the fucking lottery milkshake from Stewart's, or the Stewart's is the sponsor of this podcast, actually.
Yeah. Shout out Stewart's.
And that brings me to say that we're selling DVDs of this podcast for $39.99 each, $19.99 shipping. Any one episode for $30 plus $30 shipping.
Yeah.
James is making them and everything, so.
Mm-hmm. I got him.
I didn't clear this with him first, but that's a real thing.
No, I cleared it before you cleared it with me.
It's
So we're good.
$60. I think we'll sell a bunch of them.
$75 special.
If 60 people view an episode and every one of them buys one, we're gonna make like $600.
Yeah, we made like $1,000.
Maybe.
It's $100 special. Right, buy one get two for double the price. We're good. So just.
Airplanes are weird, bro. I'm scared of airplanes.
Aliens driving airplanes.
That's real weird. I don't like that either.
That's comedic to me.
That's probably been a movie before.
Yeah.
Isn't it weird how people go up into this airplane and then if like the engine cuts out, you're just in what's essentially like gonna be just a horrific scene from a movie. Like you're just in a tube in the sky that just got fucking like launched out of a catapult, so to speak, and it's just gonna land. Like that's
could float like a paper airplane.
Norm Macdonald
Float.
doesn't drive. He's scared of driving, and he says that it's insane to him how people pass each other going 70 every day and just think nothing of it. There's just two cars going, careening by each other, mere feet away from disaster. And
that's all right. The first thing you brought up, or the first thing I mentioned, kind of added on to you, goes into one. But before we go on, two cars passing each other. That's something that's weird that actually drives me fucking nuts. On the thruway, driving, and you come up to someone, and they're moseying along, and you go to pass them, and all of a sudden we got to fucking do a dick measuring contest, and they have to speed up right with you.
It's hard to get your dick above window level so they can see what you're working with,
Fucking
when you're driving.
Well, you got to like jerk the seat up. You got to jerk the guy off next to you, and then your seat raises up. It's a special car. That shit pisses me off so bad. I'm like, what? And then the thing that really pisses me off, like I'll have cruise control on.
I'm that guy.
And I'll go to pass them, and they'll speed up, shoot way up above you, and then slow down back to regular speed. Then you'll pass them. It's like, what the fuck was the point of that?
I've been saying for years that I think you should have a small green light on your dashboard and on the back window. Just a little pinpoint light, and when somebody sees that green light, they will know that your car is in cruise control, and that you're planning on traveling that speed for a set amount of time.
Yeah,
I've had my cruise on for over 100 miles before. It's pretty enjoyable. I still remember that day. No, I don't. I did it though.
That drives me nuts, and the same thing applies to where I work. Mm-hmm. I'm fucking picking up cases, selecting, and I'm just moving. And I come up to someone that's just like kind of putzing along. Then all of a sudden there's he's moving, I better move. And they speed up and fucking inevitably slow me down.
Yeah.
Like, could you just, why? Just fucking move over. I'll go by. You can do whatever the fuck you were doing. Mm-hmm. And no one gets slowed. Like, we're just going on our way.
Now, I understand in the cruise control situation that I could be in the wrong sometimes also. I think sometimes I am, because if there's a car that's going 68 and I have cruise, or say their cruise is they're going 70 and I have mine on 72. And I'm going to pass them. It's going to take me a while, though. Sometimes I'll be a dick and just very slowly pass them while somebody's speeding significantly behind me that wants to pass me as well. But I'm not going to put myself in a speeding position to slowly pass this guy.
Right.
And the same car coming back and passing you twice that you've already passed, that's really weird, too,
Yeah. I actually had a guy... there's the one time I fucking used my blue lights in my car, like the way they're not supposed to be used, but this guy was fucking pissing me off and driving like an asshole. I just left work, and this was just outside of Rotterdam, Georgia. Mm-hmm. So I'm just past exit 26.
By Duluth, right?
The what?
It's by Athens, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Just going heading westbound just past exit 26. This truck is driving alongside, and I'm in cruise control, doing about 76, 77. It's usually where I float around.
That's pretty high.
And I just kind of mosey by him.
I do 72, but I always got weed in my pocket.
As soon as I do that, he switches lanes, flies up on my ass. He's in a huge fucking pickup, flicks his high beams on and off, and just rides my ass, like literally from like me to you away. And
because you passed him?
What the? Yeah. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? So then we get in a section where he can pass. He flies by me. And he must be doing like 90. He goes way up. And that's where he stays for like pretty much the entire drive, the rest of the drive. Till we get past Fonda. We're just before, you know that long stretch where that new pull-off is in Fonda? All right, so we're right there. And he's like slowing down. And I slowly come up on him.
Wants to fight you with the pull-off? Or fuck you?
No, yeah, either one.
We fighting or fucking, boys?
I don't know.
Put him up or pull him down?
Oh, fight him, okay. So we go by that, and he pulls off in front of me, and he's passing a semi, but then slows right down, like so I can't pass him or the semi. Like I'm fucking blocked in, and he just stays there the whole way, and he slowly goes up. He just keeps slowing down. We're doing like 60 now. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy's problem? And finally, we would just get by the semi, and we're just about going around the turn where Big Nose is.
Just you passed him. That's all you did. He thought you pulled in too hard when you pulled in front of him or something?
I don't know. He was on the fucking other lane. I was in the left-hand lane. I didn't do it. Like, I just went by him. It's just because I passed him. He flipped out. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy's problem? So finally, we just get by the semi. And then I'm like, I'm fucking done with this. And I flick my blue lights on because they flash. He fucking pulls right over on the side of the semi, slows right down. I just mosey on by. Just all I did was flick it on and off. I was like, I don't know what the fuck the guy's problem was.
In those situations,
but shit like that, like what the fuck was the point of that?
I don't like being in those situations, but it's easy to control them if you're not antagonized enough. You can know that somebody is super pissed. I had that happen to me. I don't remember what I did. It wasn't anything too horrible like what you said. I mean, like yours wasn't. This guy followed me for the better part of an hour for, I think, 70 miles or so. He was 6 car lengths back in my rearview mirror, just shadowing me for forever on the throughway. And whenever he could, he turned his high beams on and would leave his high beams on. He just rode me that long. And I just turned my mirror so it would face out this way.
Right. And
I was just driving thinking, man, this guy's so mad right now. This is great. He still do it. Like he did it for an hour. And I was able to stick him too effortlessly. I cut him off a couple times and I was able to easily fucking screw him over a few times with not even intentionally doing it. Just so I can easily, with a flick of my wrist, make this happen to him. Yeah, have that. But knowing that the other person is like seething, and if you just focus on how calm and collected you are, you can be like, this is hilarious. I'm smiling about this, and this guy's spitting, saying horrible things in his truck right now. You know?
Here's one, too, that, like, this is another one that's just like, what the fuck? I was in the right-hand lane, and a truck rode up my ass and was, like, riding my ass the whole time. Now, mind you, the whole time they can pass. There's nobody in the left-hand lane. No one's fucking there. And I was like, I'm not going any... Like, I'm just still doing, like, 75, 76. I'm like, I'm not speeding up. I'm like, fucking pass. And he stayed there for about a quarter of a mile, maybe a half mile, something like that. Like, not a super significant length. But he's, like, right there, and I'm not budging. He finally, he fucking whips his car into the other lane, goes by me and flicks me. I'm like, what? So as he does that, I kind of saw it coming. So as he does that...
Because you weren't going fast enough?
Yeah, so I blew him a kiss as he flicks me.
Yeah, my buddy does that.
I was like, what the fuck was the point of that?
I had that happen to me when I was in the passing lane, but it was a 70 mile an hour road, and there was not much traffic, and I was going 90. So I had to cruise on 90, and anytime I would approach somebody, I'd pretty much go whipping by them. And so I was in the left lane, but a white Buick came up going, must have been 130, and just passed me as close as possible and cut me off. Just blew right the fuck by me like I was standing still, but give me a little respect. Sure, I'm in the left lane, but I'm going 20 miles over the speed limit. I'm going 90. I'm sorry I'm not going 130 like you are. You know, I'm not going near double the speed limit, which is 70.
I wish I could be cool like you.
Yeah.
Well, but Yeah, so that fucking shit it pisses me off, but it's fucking weird.
And I think it's funny how people are super willing to just pull over to the side of the road and fight a stranger and just get like potentially arrested or get hurt or blinded.
Was it really worth it?
Yeah. Could be a guy with a small dick and a gun, you know?
Yeah.
They're the angriest.
A guy with a cock gun, like
those are the angriest.
Dawn.
Yeah. Shout out Tom Savini.
Yeah. Yeah, so, all right, this going back to, like, the fucking, I'm going to backtrack now, the aliens driving a plane, the last thing I have listed here is people believing in conspiracy theories and paranormal things, even if it's far-fetched.
Yeah.
Like,
people that embrace that nothing is true.
Yeah, like, I have, like shit like that, and we talked about it, and there's a lot of things like, yeah, I'd absolutely love to believe, like, in some of the things that are more grounded in reality, like that missing 411, that stuff, it just is. That's documented. So that's why I don't really consider that paranormal. There are stories that are fucking weird and paranormal that go along with it, but as a whole, that's not really paranormal. That's just, like, what the fuck. And then there's like things like Bigfoot and stuff. It's like, man, I'd love to fucking believe that, but there's no solid proof, so I can't just blindly believe it.
Yeah.
But there are fucking people that do, like, just believe it absolutely. And then there's going further. There's like the flat Earth. There's lizard people. There's the hollow Earth theory. There's fucking the simulation theory.
There's people who think Asians are robots.
Is it really? No. I wouldn't doubt it with some of the other things that are out there.
Yeah.
Like, you never fucking know. The Pharaoh, which is kind of I guess that's a theory.
What is that?
That's the theory that we are the only one in existence and everything else around us is created by our own mind. So, like, in that theory, I exist, but you don't. I just created you with my mind. Like, everything that I do in a daily life, all laws that I follow, all speed limits, my job that I go to, taxes I pay, it's all created by me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, it's called the Pharaoh.
That sounds empowering. I'd like to get some literature about that. I just transitioned into that religion, actually.
Yeah?
Being religion fluid, that's what I am.
It's not even a religion, though. But you might have created it if I'm in the...
I'm in it. Yeah. I just went to it, so...
So, yeah, there's crazy things out there. Like, people, like, believe in Loch Ness and fucking devote their lives to fish for and shit like that. Like, UFOs, like, I was abducted. They shoved shit up my ass. And then I shit it out.
Shut out, Charlie. That's where the arm went to your hot
That's
dog,
where he is right now.
Boglin, right?
Damn it! That fucker. That's where he is right now. He's getting a fucking anal probe from an alien.
We got to kick him out of the first round for this.
No, we have to, like, actually sit down, like, come up with these brackets and shit. Like, whether it's on an episode or not. Like, I have to actually come up with, like, are we going to have, like, a loser's bracket? Like, is it going to be... What I thought today, instead of just having one, like, a one match and then, like, loser-winner bracket, we should have, like, each round is, like, a 2 out of 3. And, like, the final round between the last two, like, competitors would be, like, 3 out of 5. Kind of like MLB or playoffs or anything like that, where each match is, like, best out of 5, and then the final is best out of 7. Something like that. That's what we should do. Because then that way, like, it won't be like, oh, we'll play this, and, like, the match lasts 3 minutes, and, like, oh, that's it, next. Like, it should be, like, kind of a drawn-out thing. And each match should be, like, a different game. So it's, like, best of 5 different games.
That sounds great, man.
Yeah.
Sounds great, bud. Sounds excellent. If you're in the first round with me, though, I'm going to fuck up your entire fucking world. And I'm still planning on throwing this belt on the ground when I win it.
Well, you might in one game, but there might be 4 other games where I just
I'm telling you, I'm going to do terrible things to you.
Yeah?
In the context of the game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's going to be like a fatality in a game. You didn't even know that shit. You could do that kind of thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat.
Like, you ripped my dick off in Super Mario Party. How the hell did you even do that?
Modder. I can't wait. I can't wait for that. I didn't even care about winning the belt. I just can't wait to put it together and see the fucking, like, competition. Fucking have it on the channel like each match and each round. Like I'm so stoked to go there just to see what's said. Like everyone running their mouth. We should see if we get more people involved too.
I'm gonna fuck Rich up too.
Yeah.
Yep.
What if you lose in the first fucking
This
round?
belt's involved. Me and him aren't friends anymore. And if he wins it in the first bracket tournament, we're not friends at all forever for real life.
For reals?
Yep. I haven't been friends with him long enough to emotionally accept him winning a title so early in our friendship. If he wins it, it's gonna be ruined. It's all gonna be jaded. I'll just be jealousy. I'm just gonna give it up, throw it out the window, you know.
You're gonna be psychotic and just think about draw fucking pictures of the belt on your wall at home.
Nah, I'd make one
till you get it back. It's gonna be your 24/7 title.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was weird shit. And Tyler's obsession with the fucking belt already is fucking weird.
Yeah. I'm gonna steal it as if there was no laws. And I'm gonna destroy your dreams and Charlie's hope and Rich's pride.
Joke's on you. I don't remember my dreams. Fucker.
That's true. That was an hour and a half?
I don't know.
All right.